But yeah, oh, Hag banned actually. Not wanting to go up against that Hag again. Obviously, Moosh playing a. You got me saying Moosh now.
Yeah.
Mosh playing a really strong Hag last game, so makes sense. And again, standard bench, just junglers, and that Suicide Waltz is one of the most popular I've seen.
We'll see what please, man. You send me a friend request. What region you guys in? Because I'll cast anything if I'm online, you know.
Biggest problem would be probably like time difference if you're an EU team. Even saying that, like I'm up a lot of the time, and I can always go out of my way to give you a couple of casts if you get some organized scrims.
Shout out to ASDQuapai. ASD.
It's Kaiser Prime right there.
That's the Kaiser Prime.
That's the Kaiser Prime.
Who's now potentially a free agent, if you know you're into that kind of thing.
I'm definitely into that kind of thing. Still owe you if you ever drop by Kaiser, I will give you my best spring roll.
EU gold bracket close to diamond 2 days.
It's awesome, man. Like really well done.
We want to just peek and remember. We're gonna say, what's your team name? Have you written that already? Do you say?
Let's see, Swedish one against Pika. I'm in WSD. So what's the full abbreviation for that? Like that's the abbreviation. Sorry, what's the full name for that team, if you don't mind?
Worst/defenders. I'm just going to look you up right now, by the way.
Beautiful.
But yeah, we'd love to do some cast. If you have a particular match you'd want us to do a replay cast, especially if it's like a HoN tour match that was done the other day, we can always do that as well. We've done some replay casts of Climax, Crew, Seraphic Nexus, and some of the GSL stuff. And obviously, we don't have access to cast HoN tour stuff live at this stage, but working on it slowly. But you know, even then, you know, doing a replay cast and stuff like that's pretty cool to have, and we would end up obviously playing it on here live and having it for rebroadcast purposes. But you know, we'll upload it to YouTube, and you can link your sponsors to it or something like that if you want as well. But yeah, we're happy to do it. Obviously, just getting our names out there and getting everyone else's names out there, just building that scene up, I think, is sort of our main goal at the moment. You know, obviously, because where we are and for our time zones, Oz is our sort of main focus. But I think HoN in general is just a pretty fucking kick-ass game. So happy to boost it up and help promote it wherever. I think HoN Tour is a great idea. And seeing some of those like smaller teams that don't get that sort of limelight is always fun to watch as well, because you start to see some weird strats come out and just some interesting players, and you know, they've got to come from somewhere.
Especially teams that are, you know, looking to fight for that gold bracket, diamond bracket from the high tier gold. And like what's also interesting is we might actually see you go up against the QMX, the Oz team, or even T's new team, 007. So that'll be interesting.
Engineer.
I'm not sure if you got that, but he wants you to go show you the chat for the game.
All right, sorry, yep.
Rhapsody.
So, because we haven't really been covering it, we'll shoot through them now. The blind bands being Parasitophilia, Wretched Hag, Wild Soul. The locks, obviously, you can see them up the top there, but we will break them down. Keeper, Tempest, Zephyr, Bubbles, Torturer, and the Dark Lady. And those bands that are coming out, we've got Jez, Pebbles, Plague Rider, Fade, Glacius, and Aluna. And do you want to go over the picks so far, Manji?
Engineer, so we're looking, this is quite possibly the NG Mag game that you've been looking forward to. So you know, there we go. Have it.
CatalysT.
Dan, like, these are, you know, these CatalysT boys are obviously in your good books already.
That's right, man.
But the Hellborn, the Mooash boys, picked up Valkyrie, which I love, and Rhapsody too. I really do love both these heroes. Again, since the Valkyrie nerf, you haven't seen it at all in the competitive scene. And I really don't think the nerf was that big, like to just discount the hero as a hero completely. So it'll be interesting to see how Mooash plays that. And Rhapsody is actually getting picked up by TDM a little bit now. And with the recent buffs to it as well, yeah, it's definitely a hero that's viable, and I'd love to see. So,
and I think now I'm not sure if I was having this conversation with you or someone else, or whether it was just something I was reading, you know, obviously on Reddit. They were saying, you know, why isn't Rhapsody picked up more and more in that competitive scene? And her ultimate, a little bit situational, or maybe it was actually a Honcast match I was watching. Anyway, Rhapsody, though, could be super powerful, especially used at the right time. And then I think her ultimate is all about timing more than anything else. She has a bit of issues with pushing, I think, since she got a bit of a nerf.
But with that rebuff to her her magic lifesteal, I think it was. And yeah, it's just the hero right now. I feel like it's back and it's ready to be used in the scene. And again, a lot of high tier teams are seeing that too. Bramble as well. Like if you read that Franzi blog on what he thinks the future heroes are going to be, Bramble was one of them. So it's good to see Bramble picked up.
Now, is Bramble a hero that's been available in Lockpick for some time?
It has for a while now, so like a couple of months now. So it's surprising that it wasn't picked up earlier. Again, like it always takes a couple of months for these new heroes to be picked up. So like Kinesis didn't get picked up for a while, and then, you know, you saw great success for that from DOP and TTES in the suicide role and the solo role. So maybe Bramble was going to be that new kind of pickup. And Doctor being the other kind of out there sort of pick, because Doctor you don't see often, but when you do, like that hero is a really solid solo hero. And obviously with that Hellflower, it's really viable. Like it gets in there Hellflowers like instantly, like a good counter to Tempest and Valkyrie, in fact. Even Dark Lady.
Obviously in those early levels, though, Dr. Repulse has a bit of an issue if he does get ganked or ganged up on, as he doesn't have that escape mechanism that, you know, your other typical laners you'd probably see have a little something like, obviously like that Dark Lady with those charging strikes. Bubbles, though, going to be in that suicide lane, which is obviously definitely the right move there. Keeper in the jungle, Mag NG combo, I just love it. I'm getting tingles and jingles already, and but. I mean, while I like the composition of the Legion team, I'm liking the Hellborn just because it's something a little bit different. They got a Dark Lady and a Valkyrie in the mix, a Bramble, Tempest, and a Rhapsody.
Yeah, it would be really interesting to see how they actually work this lineup out, because we've got these typical heroes, and again, like you don't have any typical just definitive suicide. You've got that Tempest, which can jungle, but I've also seen it solo. Like even today, we saw it solo mid. So I'm not exactly sure how they're going to lane this, especially with their picks. But you know,
I think we're going to see the Bramble in mid, and Tempest just stick with the jungle. Maybe throw a Rhapsody in the mid. Bramble may not even need it though. They might sort of, you know, dual lane bot or something with Valk.
Maybe. Valk can also suicide. I don't feel Valk's a really strong suicide, but like again, it's not a surprising thing for me to see. And with him picking up that ward, it looks more and more likely. So it looks like we're going to see a Valk suicide.
Shout out to Seaweed Police too. Yep, I did just get that email that you are following us, so that's awesome. We've had a huge response today, guys, from everyone, you know, following us and stuff. So thank you very much for that. We're happy to keep doing it. And obviously we'll keep up with it over the coming days, and you know, if you ever see us online, tune in, say hi, stop by the chat. Someone whispered Hamburger saying the servers are up. Do they want to remake and go Oz servers? Especially with that Dr. Repulsor, I think Malik mentioned he totally forgot that they're on a US server.
He's just going to check first, make sure.
I guess I can bail. I can bail from the match, can't I?
Yeah, you can, but it looks like Malik's already doing it.
Or
So.
you should actually, because everyone's watching me.
Exactly, I should, but I'm gonna leave it up to the blue player. Remake,
they got a
okay,
server.
they got a server. Beautiful.
Alright guys, sorry sorry about this again, just bear with us. We are going to go to an Australian server now that they're back up.
There won't be rebans. This will just be AP, and they should be fast picks, like everyone knows their hero. So we should get straight into the match after we start up.
Oh man, see if we can get Gadget in here as well.
Oh, big Go-Go Gadget. Shout out to him for, oh, I need an invitation. Indeed. Shout out to him again for sharing Paporn's video, actually. Big Play's video on Reddit. So, yeah, thanks for that, Gadget.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Why do I feel like everyone's getting an invite before me?
I think they unprivated it, man, so just join.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go, I'll invite
Thank
you.
God. Beautiful. I did try and join before, in fairness, and it was on private, so that is my reasoning behind being a bit behind. I'm kind of a scrub, don't mind me.
Alright.
I'm sitting.
Once
Sitting.
this mangy's sat, we're also waiting on a whole bunch of people joining.
I don't know,
Waiting for Miss T. We'll wait for Miss T.
fucking little toast booting up. I'm gonna have to fix that for her, but yeah. AEW Gina Reinhardt requesting his friend. I will definitely accept you, Gina Reinhardt, even though I don't know who you are. You're an AUW, and I'm happy to accept anyone in the Oz scene at the moment.
Till my friends list gets too big.
Yeah, I can just filter out all the bad people, so it's all good. It's all good. I have a lot of.
Is that a mod, or is it? Is it just like B/delete fives or?
It's honestly just right-click delete everyone that I haven't talked to for like 2 years, man. My friends list has got like at least 100 people on it that are fucking not. I haven't talked to in at least a year, maybe 2. Back in beta. So yeah. No, what?
Mooash.com, not .au.
Okay. It's getting a bit confused there, but fast picks should come out and we'll get straight into this game.
Tempest, Rhapsody, Engineer,
If you're just tuning in, we're just remaking a game,
Magnus,
getting it underway from
Keeper of the
because we're on US West servers and the Oz servers just came up, so they decided they wanted to rock onto those. Oh god, here we go. Mono indeed cannot pick a hero. Mono indeed going for that quick reconnect. Let's see how fast this computer pumps this. Uh-oh.
So what hero does he need? What hero are we missing?
Um,
The Dark Lady. There we go.
the Dark Blade,
Edial. Beautiful. So we got in there. No remakes. Good, we can get straight into this one.
let's get it on.
Boom! Super quick load. Fuck yeah.
Everyone's got their preload up and they're all in the game, so here we go.
Now, I think we sort of touched on what the lanes would be before.
Yep.
Yeah, that Magnus Engie mid. Doctor Repulsor, I imagine, going to be in that safer lane. Bubbles in the Suicide. That's pretty basic. I think the interesting one was going to be this Hellborn team, but the way it's looking at the moment, it's going to be
Suicide
Valkyrie,
Valk.
Suicide Valk, which, yeah, you mentioned
Yeah.
is she can Valk. You're just not confident in how strong she can be. And I'd probably back that up as well.
Yeah, it's got that leap. It does have that escape, but you know, Valk is one of those heroes. I won't say it relies on like really good farm, but it does need some sort of farm. And you know, Dark Lady's in trouble here. Just thought I'd mention if Magnus can pull off a stun, which he can't.
I think that Lava Surge is too short a range at level 1.
The Dark Lady actually charged right into that that engineer there, or the bubbles. Sorry. So thinking the bubbles up there alone and charged straight in. So it's probably luckier there than anything.
Shout out to Om_para for following us as well on Twitch. So, and obviously, I believe he's made a mention that you're excited to see some Oz casting. So, the good luck, have funs are going out. So the GM, the good manners, are on the ball now, and we're getting underway for the second game of Cataclysm versus team
CatalysT.
Oh, sorry,
CatalysT.
CatalysT. I keep getting that wrong.
Got wow on the mind.
That's it, man. CatalysT versus team Mooash.
Mosh.
Team Mosh. It's not team Moosh.
You got me saying moosh. You got me saying moosh. But it's, yeah, Team Mosh. The Mosh boys. Predominantly Tasmanian, I believe. Well, they used to be, at least.
Now, Bramble's soloing that lane at the moment, and it looks like a dual lane top, so that Rhapsody Dark Lady is going to try and give Dark Lady as much farm as they can. Now, it's probably going to be hard to do a lot to this Bramble. He can be quite tanky. He does get jumped on here, though, right in the corner. And there's going to be that steam turret, and he's actually going to throw the stun out onto Engineer before running back and popping some of those trees.
You definitely have to play a bit more careful than that as a solo. Like, I don't think you realize quite how much damage they could do there. And if that steam turret was up, that was a sure death, I believe.
And shout out to Miss T, who now has a sword next to her name and a battery. So she's more special than you, Mangy, sorry.
Shit. Already knew that. She's in the top 10 teams in the world. So, but, yeah. Shout out to Miss T. Well, this matchup at bottom is great. Like, I really like this matchup at bottom. The Valkyrie versus a Doctor. So Valkyrie's doing a really good job. Obviously had the Tempest deny for him, so he's got that lane pushed all the way back for him. So he's going to get that free XP without worrying too much about ganks. But in saying that, it is a passive jungler and keeper, so he shouldn't be too worried anyway. So I guess this is one of the few games that Valk Suicide can actually work really well, just because it's solo versus solo.
And Bubbles should have an okay time. Rhapsody can't do too much harass, especially to a Bubbles. I mean, you can get a couple of stuns, and Dark Lady can charge in, but you see a couple of stuns there.
Yeah.
But I think that's more just to let Dark Lady even, you know, have time to get those last hits in without a worry. Now, Bramble's going to have a bit of a hard time, I reckon, until he gets something like a Mystics or gets even a Life Tube. Especially against this mid lane, as you said, he's going to have to play very passively. You know, once he hits level 6, could be a bit of a different issue, especially, you know, Magnus jumps in on you. You could almost cut him off from his escape with the wall and things like that. You know, that entangling vine wall. But Keg going out here, Steam Tutter, I imagine, going to get thrown forward a little bit later. And the great blocking coming out. Will they be able to get Bramble, though? They do.
That's a beautiful Bloodlust.
Bloodlust kill. Do you think it could have been different there had Bramble turned around earlier to get the stun, or probably not?
He definitely needed to do that. I'm not going to guarantee that it would have saved him. Like, Magnus has got level 2 stun, which has got a decent range on it. It's not great, but it's got a good enough range. But yeah, if he turned around and at least stunned, that would have given him much more of a chance than what he had there. Again, he's getting caught out here by these engineer kegs, which are beautifully placed, mind you, but I feel he's playing just a bit too aggressive. Like, he does really need to play passive. He just needs to sit back and soak XP rather than expecting to get any farm in this lane.
I also liked the fact that Engineer actually waited to throw the turret.
Yeah.
Bubbles in actually a little trouble. Shell Surf take cover, and it looks like he could be okay. Actually, Dark Lady ends up coming out. Take cover ends up being used as he's on the ground.
He's got the slow up.
One more auto attack.
Auto up anyway. So beautiful play by Top as well, picking off that Bubbles. It's not like it's not particularly necessary, but Dark Lady might be in trouble here with the Engineer coming up.
And the minion. And the minion. Look out for the minion. A couple more auto attacks will do it. Keg's going to definitely do it. Tomo getting credit for the kill for CatalysT, and Magnus actually using up grabbing an invis rune there.
Tempest trying to kill that invis, but just got one hit off on it when he needed to. So bad luck there by Tempest, and really well played by the NG, having good map awareness and managing to pick off that kill from the Dark Lady that seemed to overextend just a little bit for that Bubbles kill.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than say in a pub match when they dive your tower, walk past that little secret shop. And
with like 1 HP.
With 1 HP and your mid just doesn't react. It's just like, nah, bro. No wards, sorry. It's like, oh, shit.
But yeah, so well played by the CatalysT boys there, I'd say. I think they came out on top. They're sure they lost to Bubbles, and Bubbles is having a hard time, but NG picking up a kill and doing a really good job here as well. But Bramble is definitely staying back now, just soaking up that XP. Like I said, it's probably best he does.
Now, Rhapsody's picked up one in the Arcane Hymn. That's a bit interesting for sort of this early level stage. Is it really going to help a Dark Lady?
Yes, because Dark Lady's Dark Blades are actually magic damage.
Oh wow!
So I believe they're magic damage. No, the silence is just magic. My bad. So don't even worry. It will just help for the Taint Soul. But yeah, it doesn't really help too much. Perhaps he gets a slight magic pierce, and yeah, a bit of life steal on that spell. But it's definitely not something you see early game often.
Shout out to Fishmonger, who's following us. I'm not sure if I did the shout out for him, so thank you.
Damn, we got some followers today, Dan.
That's good, man. I'm enjoying it. Everyone tuning in on a Friday night. Or Friday morning, depending where you're from.
Yeah,
because we're actually casting in the future.
Currently sitting, what? Up to 24, oh, I don't know, I don't think it's 24, but...
It's up to 23 hours, surely.
23 hours in the future, I believe.
Or, yeah, something like that.
The video is upside down. I don't think that's for us, buddy. Not sure if troll or not.
Get it? Because you're in the southern hemisphere. We need some sort of...
Oh, God, I'm terrible. I'm so sorry.
Did you not actually get that?
No, I'm so slow. Oh, God, I feel embarrassed now. Go cook a steak. that bottom lane getting pushed really hard with that Keeper. So Keeper being active, as soon as he hit 6, decided to go and push that lane, and I think that's exactly what they needed to do. In saying that, hopefully the Valkyrie can use this and gain some free farm from that pushed up lane.
Bubbles still just trying to soak up that XP, which he's doing okay. He's definitely doing fine at. A lot of damage coming out from that Rhapsody though, and that's just going to drive him out of the lane to go back and regen, which makes things a little bit tough. Bramble actually taking some damage there, thrown out the wall. Not sure if it's in the right position. He is getting creep locked a little bit as well, and Tempest not able to catch in. Tempest actually gets stunned there.
Bit of a turnaround
Bramble's
here.
in a little bit of trouble. Tempest using that elemental void though. Keg away does stop it almost instantly, but it is a 1-for-1 at the moment. And it looks like they'll be able to defend this quite easily, but they are still jumping on that
coming
Tempest.
in with
Keeper
ulti.
coming in, and if he can get close enough, he's going to grab that Tempest, but no.
Magnus Haste, going for the kill.
Valk is here, and without that Keeper being able to throw the root down, obviously taking a lot of damage. Ooh, Valk actually missing the call, as she didn't have vision.
Doesn't have quite enough for stun there either, which is a bit disappointing, because if you had stun there, that was a double kill, I believe. So yeah, again, that was well played by both teams. This NG is playing amazingly this game, and again, you get to see this Magnus Engineer combo in full action. Something Dan really loves.
I love the Engineer Magnus, man. They're doing great work. Level 6 now as well. If they can make something happen soon, especially as Bramble sort of on his own, or relatively. Rhapsody's dropping down wards over here. So you expect hopefully Engineer's going to be able to counter that soon, having seen that drop.
Yep.
But they're just dominating this lane at the moment, similar to sort of that NG Hammerstorm lineup we've seen in the past as well.
Yeah, really similar lineups. Both do predominantly the same thing, but I don't know. I always like seeing the Magnus. I really respect that hero.
I think just seeing big eruptions is big eruptions and the energy field just really livens things up. But
For sure.
I mean, Hammerstorm, don't get me wrong, great hero, similar role. The portal keeps done, but that brute strength is a bit boring. Engineer,
Yeah, they definitely go different paths as well later on in the game.
jumping in there, throwing out the eruption, does get cancelled though by that Tempest. They are going to slow Bramble a little bit more as well. Keeper is nearby. Will he use the root? He doesn't know if he's in range.
Like he can. Still
Valkyrie
around.
Is here though. If he's able to catch the Valkyrie and the Tempest, something could happen. But Magnus lava surging off to the side.
Meanwhile, Bubbles actually does get taken out top. He was hiding in the trees and he got caught out. Bubbles is in a lot of trouble top if he goes back there. Now he should just be roaming around and ganking with that ulti. Just because Dark Lady with phase boots, he's even got a ward down in the lane now, is deadly for any suicide. So, well played, good pick there, and the team fight mid just looked like a bit of backward and forward, but no one ended up falling.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Keeper really didn't need it, but he didn't use the ultimate, and I would have liked to see it, but then again, maybe just saving it for sort of a guaranteed thing. I like to feel that that even at the bottom of the ramp, he would have actually hit that Bramble, but would have been a close thing, I guess.
Quite possibly, just probably deciding not to risk it. Again, in the player's shoes, it's always a bit different. But looking at the GPMs here, Dark Lady's actually at the top of the GPM board, closely followed by that Magnus, who's doing a particularly good job at mid lane. And on top of that, the solo Doctor Repulsor has got 300 GPM against that 200 GPM Valkyrie. So again, Legion team's doing a really good job, but so is the Hellborn. So it's nice to see another even game.
I do rate that Doctor Repulsor, especially as he's getting a lot of free farm now. I guess stop now that Valkyrie's back, but he is going to do a little bit of harass. You don't want to leave that Doctor to free farm. He's one of those heroes that will just completely take off if he can pick up a Null Stone and obviously a Hellflower, and then maybe a Sheep Stick towards the later game. He's just going to be doing a lot. He is actually jumping on this Valkyrie. Valkyrie using the leap but getting pulled back straight away. There's that Bubbles getting active here, getting a bit of that block in as well, and no tower to back that Valkyrie up. After that leap was gone, Doctor actually grabbing her mid-air and pulling her back.
That is a downside to Valkyrie, is that leap can be cancelled, and as seen, you just saw that the downside like in full throttle, I guess. Valk not having a good time down here, but Doctor is doing amazingly and doing exactly what he should be doing. Really well played by Doctor there, and good job for the Bubbles roaming now. So I'm happy to see that too.
Yeah, CatalysT do lose that top tower though. And looks like Dark Lady could just sort of go back and keep farming. She does have a Sustainer, and hopefully that Rune acts soon, which means you'd hope Rhapsody's going to start
mid.
Stacking. Now Bubbles in a lot of trouble getting stunned by that Bramble, and the Rhapsody on top of that.
And they got the deny too, so...
They got the deny on the tower. So 4 for 4 at the moment. The gold score is totally evening up, but experience slightly in favour
on top of that,
Team Mooash.
Magnus picked up his PK, so knowing that's definitely like a huge pickup for Magnus at especially this early stage of the game, and no one knows that he has it right now, so that may come into play right here.
I think they might have seen him here, but he is channeling that eruption now. The Keeper ultimate as well. He still has a Lava Surge up his sleeve if he can get it. Looks like they're just going to hit that Bramble though, and he uses that Lava Surge to guarantee the kill. Bubbles throwing down a kelp field on the Valkyrie. A couple more auto attacks will do it though. And
maybe a counter kill on the Valkyrie? No.
Valkyrie will go down. The Nature's Veil using the Bubbles, and it looks like huge amounts of damage from that Magnus, partly due to that Lava Surge, and obviously taking out all those little Tempest minions at the same time.
Yep, and NG again, great job, like trapping that Tempest, not allowing him any room to move. So this NG Magnus doing some work.
Just like last game, I mean, there's a lot of action in this game, and I do enjoy. You know, you've got CatalysT versus Team Mooash here. It's a pretty even matchup, but that's what keeps it interesting, I think. And both teams sort of are going to seesaw back and forth for a little while until one gets a solid advantage. I mean, this Dark Lady, of course, going into once she gets a Rundax and can start farming, she's going to start looking quite deadly. But on a similar note, you know, if this Dr. Repulsor can pick up a Nullstone, he's going to start looking quite deadly, and he has sort of a similar farm potential, if not faster, if the jungle gets stacked for him as well. He's got enough mana regen, of course.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see him pull up 2,500. I don't know, like, I don't feel pulling up that gold is necessary at this stage in the game. Like, he should just buy an item and get his regen up, or whatever he's buying, just help him farm out a little bit. But I'm sure he's going back to base to do that now. But yeah, overall, like, teams both pretty even. There's a bit of a gold lead in the Legion's favor and a tiny XP lead, but pretty minuscule. A lot of it having to do with the tower kills that they've gotten.
Yep. Well, yeah, one tower kill in advantage of CatalysT, but you got to remember at least one of them was a deny on the Hellborn team. So shout out to Dukes in Bad for following us as well. So we're getting more people tuning in. We're sitting at 56 viewers right now, which is pretty awesome, guys. Thank you. And obviously keep watching. Stay tuned in as we're hitting that 15.5 minute mark.
Yep. Again, Tempest looking really close to that PK as well. So we're looking at some core items coming out on these heroes, and once these core items hit, that's where the fights are gonna really start up. And I'm really keen to see that, I guess. Dark Lady looking really close to that Rundax as well. So not the earliest Rundax by any means, but doing a really great job. Also picking up investments, which would have slowed him down a little, but is probably wise.
Now Magnus with the portal key, looks like he's going for that Shrunken Head next, which should be definitely a good pickup. Obviously it's not going to stop that Dark Lady too much, but at least it should stop that silence. They are going to the Valkyrie and Dr. Repulsor guaranteeing that kill, so Malik just doing great work with that hasted Magnus.
Hasted Magnus. Hasted Magnus has already done like a lot of work this game, so second haste on Magnus. Again, just showing you how much rune control can turn a game in your favor. Kipper actually picking up an Astrolabe, going for more of a push kind of route, and Doc's just kind of passively like punching away at this tower, but probably going to back off now that Tempest's come to defend.
They could be looking to set something up here, see a little bit of a grouping. And Magnus Eruption channeling in here. Looks like Kelpfield going to be done perfectly on that Dark Lady. That's exactly what they need. Cakestun knocking Rhapsody in the retreat. NG Field dropping down by NG just to give time for Magnus to get out of there. He does have that portal key, so I imagine he's going to pull the key off to the side and teleport out, as his team should bail on him here.
He's out, he's fine, but yeah, really well played there. I would have liked to see Magnus kind of line up the double stun there. I feel like he could have, but again, it worked out in the end. And
yeah,
shout out to this engineer again for putting another great ult down, them teleporting straight into that silence and not being able to do anything, giving the Magnus a chance to get out.
And while this is happening, all the teleports have gone in top to try and help that Dark Lady, and obviously too late. Dr. Repulsor with an Arcana, he's going to be able to just jet on out of here pretty easily once the silence wears off. He could
silence doing a lot of damage, but yeah, no, he gets out nice and fine. Rhapsody here too, scaring completely off. But a lot of pressure being put on top.
Oh yeah, no, top lane actually.
Tempest
Elemental Void, the Valkyrie call as well is going to be big. Because Keeper of the Forest was caught in that, the root is too late, and he's going to have to just run out of there. Huge turnaround. That's the power of that Tempest ultimate. All he had to do was catch that Tempest. He ended up catching all four though. And while Bubbles did get out of there,
So did Keeper.
So
But
did Keeper.
still a great fight. Knocking out that Magnus and that Engineer is, you know, well worth nothing. You know, they didn't lose anyone for that. So really good job by them. And again, like this Dr. Repulsor just punching away at this bot tower. Yeah. Extending here, like it's risky, but it's working out for him at the moment. Just hopefully he doesn't get punished for it later on.
I got your email, mate, so that's cool. For those match IDs. Obviously, probably not going to get onto them tonight or anything like that, but we'll probably get them going in the next couple of days. So thanks for that, Seaweed Police.
Yeah, man, I look forward to watching your games, dude. Always nice to see these top tier gold division players as well. Certainly strong teams there. But Dr. Repulsor has Hellflower, so that is a huge pickup. That, like, yeah.
Now, would you like to see... I mean, there's Dr. Repulsor with a Hellflower now. He's got a lot more mana regen. Obviously, he can burn through it very easily, but do you think we're more likely to see him try and get more active now that he has that Hellflower? Because he is still quite squishy. And Dark Lady, of course, silencing him can be a big issue. Or do you think it's time for the Shrunken Head or time for the Nullstone?
In this particular game, like, you look at it, there's not really much you can stop with an Nullstone, you know what I mean? There's like a couple of small stuns, but nothing like major. You got the slow that can just cancel off anyway, and then you've got the Rhapsody stun, which is mini stuns, but it's not amazing, and same as the Tempest. So they're the only real target. So if I see anything...
Oh, sorry, Dr. Repulsor getting jumped there. He did have that regen, and he was trying to do good work, but he will just get completely melted.
Well played by them as well.
Obviously
That silence coming out.
Yeah, they saw him sort of coming with that ward of sight, and just sort of predicted where he would be. Top tower goes down, but I imagine middle tower's going to go as well. Yeah, that regen, I think he was trying to make something happen, but he just ran into four of them, and that was way
Bramble
too much.
drop here. Ulti actually going out onto Bramble, so looks like he's going to drop. Yeah.
Alright, Walker picked up the kill there on the bubbles. I know with that regen, I probably would have preferred to see Dr. Repulsor just completely destroy his own jungle. And farm up. I mean, if he didn't have anyone with him, having a regen's fine, but I don't think he's really going to pick anyone off unless, you know, you catch that Rhapsody or you catch that Valkyrie on their own.
He needs some vision. He didn't really have any vision there either. Like, he has one ward, but it wasn't revealing anything, so him going straight up into just complete darkness wasn't the best of ideas. So, but yeah, I'm assuming we'll see a really aggressive play from that Doctor now that he has that Hellflower. If they can get some better vision up and more aggressive vision, that's where we'll see him come into play, picking off people that are farming the jungle and whatnot. But they might even group up with the Magnus with the PK to just set up some ganks and kills. Even Bubbles has his PK now, so, and I'm assuming Keeper is saving up for PK, which he's really close to.
Abyssal Skull picked up on Dark Lady, so her farm's obviously starting to increase now that she's got that Runed Axe, and just playing defensively for now, getting that farm happening. She's pretty much tied with that Dr. Repulsor at the moment, but you imagine that with the Runed Axe and with an Abyssal Skull, she's going to climb up to about 400 at least, if she doesn't get taken out or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely just easily going to climb some farm here, and stacking the Ancients too, just easily take them out with the Abyssal Skull, so I'm sure we'll see Dark Lady soar from here. And again, I really hope they get some aggressive wards up and start being able to gank this Dark Lady, because this is a perfect time to, you know, jump in on him and Hellfire him, because he's completely alone right now.
Yeah, they sort of have that Kong ward showing off the rune and stuff as well, but they don't have anything in that Ancients area.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, Dark Lady has wards up to keep her safe, and shout out to those supports dropping the wards, but looks like CatalysT just focused on push that mid lane for now.
Yep.
Which is certainly not a bad thing to do by any means, but I think they definitely need to keep that keeper off to the side, wherever he is. Oh, he's not even there. So he's well off to the side. But yeah, if he can stay off to the side and obviously wait to cancel that Tempest ultimate, because that completely fucked them up last time.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I do think Keeper's going to do this. Tempest without BKB as well. You know, Keeper could initiate, and then Magnus could follow up with an ulti or a stun. Either way, there's a lot of things to cancel with the Tempest ulti right now. But they do get that deny at mid, so well played by the Hellborn team.
Now I'd expect to see some ports bot now the Dark Ladies are putting some rest on that tower, but they could decide to go in for a fight now the Dark Lady's not there. She can teleport back, of course, and I think because of that, Mooash is going to play very passively, but while this is happening, I mean, you know, Dark Lady's still having a good time. Teleports are coming in though. There's that Rhapsody ultimate. Keeper the Forest portaling in a little bit too close. Root does come out though in the end. They are behind the Bramble Wall though, so there's not much they can do in terms of attack. Bubble's getting blocked a little bit by his teammate, getting a 3.5 second stun to finish him off. Looks like Bramble's going to fall here, Dark Lady as well, so it is a 2-for-1 exchange. Magnus on quite low health, but not a bee's dick by any means.
Not a bee's dick, but
not quite that low.
Definitely low. But yeah, again, that was great play by the Hellborn team. Good counter initiation. The bubbles did come in and cancel that Tempest ulti, allowing the Keeper to get his off. But Bramble Wall pretty much just stopped anything happening there. Looks like Doctor's going to go down here, and maybe even Magnus, but no, they just sit with the Doctor kill and be happy with it, which I think is perfect for them right now. Currently, I do feel like, you know, Dark Lady is definitely the hardest carry in this game, and they also have a Valkyrie who can definitely give his 2 cents to the game. So late game is heavily in the Hellborn's favor, and especially, you know, the Valkyrie that had that suicide lane has picked up a BKB right now, and so has Dark Lady, who's had that complete free farm. So they've got their defensive items now, so it's going to be a lot harder for the Legion to set up kills and pick people off. And pick these hard carries off, I guess you would say.
Tempest's going to be working on that Shrunken Head now, of course. The only thing that'll be able to stop him is that Keeper. Dark Lady looking for that Shrunken Head herself, definitely needs it after just being... You're running in there and obviously doing a lot of damage, but getting...
Saw her pick it up. It might be on the courier.
Oh, okay, so...
or in stash. So it was bought. Maybe just the recipe was bought, in fact. So I don't know. I saw the picture of the Shrunken come up. Regardless. So he's not far off it by any means. If he bought the recipe, he's only 300 off.
Unless, yeah, he bought it before the fight, before he died or something like that?
Not sure.
I don't know.
I definitely saw the recipe, so... I saw the recipe. He might not have the hammer yet.
Yeah.
But that's definitely going to come into play soon. But Valkyrie does have his. What I haven't seen too much of is the Rhapsody ults haven't really been coming out here to save anyone. But Rhapsody's been getting dropped in these team fights.
And I think that's probably partly due to that focus CatalysT is going to have. There was a Rhapsody ult and was doing quite well. As well as obviously that Bramble ult, that big Vine Wall.
Yeah.
Entangling Vine Wall that, you know, the entire Legion team had to walk past it to get to anyone in particular.
The slow is huge too.
Yeah, and obviously I think it was, you know, Bubbles was trying to get out and Engineer was trying to position himself properly. It just sort of threw a spanner in the works, but they are grouped up here as well, and they're going to try and catch CatalysT out, and I don't think they're going to do it with any vision. But they know they've been in their jungle because it's completely bare.
Yep. So they're watching out a bit here. Bubble's trying to catch someone off, but just moving back a bit. Still being aggressive, probably just going to push this top lane a bit. Hellborn stacking up and just sitting behind that Dark Lady, making sure, you know, that Dark Lady doesn't get jumped. But yeah, right now it's just turned into a bit of a farm game. Both teams looking to farm. Legion's more looking to push, but having a lot of trouble against it. Again, obviously, against the Tempest, it's really hard to set up a push.
Shout out to Ross Borgen for for chucking out the follow. So thanks, buddy. So group up here at the top lane. Magma's actually jumping in the front lines onto that Bramble. You see Bubbles jumping in there, but 4-second stun onto that Dr. Repulsor. He is in a little bit of trouble. And Keg's going to be thrown at that Valkyrie. It's knocking him out of though. Gods of Metal granting the strength. They will stun that Rhapsody though. And it looks like a lot of ultimates and a lot of abilities were blown. But no one actually taken out. Dark Lady that whole time though, farming the bot lane. And I would imagine that Legion team could be taking out this tower now. So Tier 2 tower for Tier 2 tower, unless Mooash can come up with a defense, but I really don't think so. Magma's getting a 5-second arrow to the face.
Sure, nothing's going to come out of that. Tempest does still have ulti up though, so that's something to note. With Keeper ulti down, Tempest might take this opportunity. There's 3 stacked up. No, doesn't go for it.
I think it'd be wise for CatalysT to back off here and try and push another lane.
Most definitely. They have no ultis up. Like Magnus actually just came back up, but you know they didn't really have much to stop that Tempest ulti. So good decision to back up there. Magnus also going for Hellflower rather than getting that BKB, just getting the strength item for a bit of health, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, Magnus built. I'm not sure. I can't remember if he got the strength part first, the Arcana. But
Yeah, I think he got the strength part first, and then he decided to buy an Arcana. So going straight into Hellflower now. So they do have 2 Hellflowers up on this team, which is quite big. Dark Lady's fully got his Shrunken now, so that's being completed. But Dr. Repulsor picks up his Shrunken too and has a second Mighty Blade?
Nope, I think he's gonna
Sold
sell
it.
that,
Yeah. Was that sold for full? That was only sold for half. So he must have made a mistake there, I think.
Did he even sell it? Because he's only got 200 gold.
He bought a TP. He might have bought. Did he buy 2 TPs or just the one?
Just the one. Shout out to 13, Gred13, and Barbling. So we got 2 more follows. So thanks guys.
Support has been real great tonight, and really do appreciate it. Lets us know you care. Lets us know you care.
Yeah, these are the topmost tier teams by any means, even in the Australian scene itself, which is potentially, well, obviously a lot smaller, but it's good to see a good matchup. Oh, Magma's going to walk right into a 5-second stun there. Valkyrie's not even going to bother leaping just yet, going to just walk in there. He's going to try and do the Invis and Lava Surge into the side. He does have a portal key up as well, and he's going to teleport. So getting very lucky there, that Magnus. The entire team about to collapse on him. If Dark Lady had been nearby, obviously with the silence, or if the rest of the team had been close enough, they could have ended very differently.
Yeah, definitely. Even if they had a dust or a ward down, that was not a good position for a Magnus to be in. But he got out really well, using that steam bath to juke around into the trees and portal key out. But yeah, again, this game is turned from a lot of action to pretty passive, just backward and forward. Like, teamfights are trying to happen here, but it's just nothing seems to be dying, I guess, and it's hit a stalemate. But, wow, we've got that bubble that managed to push that bot tower, so bot racks on the Hellborn side left open.
And it is very much in favour of CatalysT at the moment. I believe Team Mooash actually won the last game before, is that right?
Yeah, Team Mooash won the last game pretty convincingly.
Yep. But 13-9, I mean, it's still very close, 7,000 gold difference. A scouting arrow coming out is going to see that keeper, it's going to see Bubbles as well. Magnus is still here though, and he is in Viz, so I wouldn't be surprised. Here comes the eruption, and he is going to portal key in and stun directly onto that Dark Lady, ignoring everyone else. Gods of Mel do get activated though, and so we got a lot of ultimates happening. Magnus sort of left on his own now. He's trying to chug what he can, but it's not going to happen.
Down. That ulti probably saved the that Rhapsody ulti was really good. Probably saved the Dark Lady. Just Magnus had nothing to follow up after that. And I think everyone else decided, you know, we can't go in when that ulti's up, so well played by the Rhapsody there.
Again, though, that keeper not using that ultimate, I'm not sure about that, because obviously his ultimate would still break the Rhapsody. Whether he's saving it for the Tempest is one thing, but he could have gotten a pretty good grab.
Well, I really don't feel he needs to save it for the Tempest particularly, because Tempest doesn't have BKB yet. Once Tempest gets BKB, yeah, sure, you save that ulti, you're the only thing that can cancel it, but right now, you know, he's not the only thing that can cancel it, and there's a lot that can, and they weren't stacked up by any means, so that keeper ulti definitely hasn't been used that much this game, so hopefully we'll see it come
a
out.
3 second stun to the face, Shell Surf coming out from Bubbles, there goes the keeper root right there. Tempest is off to the side, so if they can kill this Dark Lady before they're able to do anything. Elemental Void does hold them in place though, for just long enough. The Dark Lady and Keeper both going down, and
Doctor going big here though.
off to the side, he's in a bit of trouble. He's got everything on cooldown. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just try and teleport back to base, but he's going to stand nearby, close enough, and drive that Hellborn team back. So they end up getting 3 kills compared to in trade for the 1. Do you think they've got what it takes to finish off this Kong though?
If not with Magma's doing what he just did there, and he just missed his stun too. They really needed Magma's stun there, but if Magma's can tank this, they've got it for sure. Shouldn't be a problem at all. But yeah, so they did get the token up on the Doctor Repulsor, which probably within the next 8 minutes we're going to see a push happen. Well, 7 minutes actually, but yeah, which will be good. Definitely be nice to see that go ahead. But Legion came out on top there, which really well played by the Legion. Again, that Doctor Repulsor, you know, doing work. The heals coming out as well from the Astrolabe. Just everything worked, and they really like good plays there. I'm impressed. But again, the Hellborn still does have that Dark Lady, and that Dark Lady's, you know, the GPM's only 400, but it's nothing to sneeze at, and Dark Lady really just does improve. Looks like Doctor is going for a Sheep Stick next.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they can get that Sheep Stick on the Dark Lady or anyone really, especially that Rhapsody. I think it's going to be very important.
Yeah, it's death instantly with the Hellflower and Sheep Stick, especially with 2 Hellflowers in fact, because the Magmus has one as well, so they can keep either Dark Lady or the Tempest locked down, or even both of them locked down for probably long enough to burst either one of them down too. So those big items coming into play here. I would like to see a pickup from, you know, the Tempest getting that BKB. It's been a wait, and he has really just gotten stomped kind of lately, like not really being able to farm anything and just losing team fights consistently, which has halted his farm a bit. But it looks like it's going to settle down for a bit, and maybe he'll be able to farm up that BKB, which will definitely help him out.
Another group up here, and they're going for this lane. Obviously, tower's already down, so that's going to make things a little bit difficult to defend. Valkyrie's got a Nullifier Blade, which is pretty damn cool. Does that mean she can purge a sheep if Dark Lady or if anyone is sheep?
Yep. Sheep. I'm not 100% about sheep. I know. I'm pretty sure it can purge sheep. I know it can purge a Hellflower, 100%. Also, to note, it can purge the Keeper ulti. So, there's some pretty big things that it can purge.
Oh, that's a pretty good pickup. I mean, Valkyrie's been sort of that sort of dark horse this game, getting some really good stuns, but also just in the background, you haven't really been paying attention to her, and all of a sudden, it turns out she's got a Shrunken Head and an Nullifier Blade.
Yeah, the 300 GPM. Again, from the suicide lane, like it's really difficult for a Valkyrie to suicide lane. There are reasons it hasn't been picked up as a suicide. It did get a pretty good matchup, but kudos to Valkyrie for keeping it up there with GPMs and just keeping himself into the game. Looks like we've got this group up kind of push coming here with that token.
You see pretty good ward placement, Tomo there, putting wards out the front. There is a ward of rev down the front, obviously in the lane itself, but obviously it's just a bit out of range. Not going to see that Catalyst ward at the top. Now, do you think it's right for them to still remain grouped up here, or do you think they need to maybe just sort of go back and keep farming? Because that's what this Dark Lady's doing now. She's going to keep farming, and she's only going to teleport in if the fight becomes full blown and they've burned everything else. Actually, Dr. Repulsor jumping in there. There's that Hellflower. Keeper ultimate, cancelling the Rhapsody ultimate perfectly. Dark Lady is in there though with that Shrunken Head doing what she can. Looks like Tempest actually running back to base to heal up in the well. He hasn't used that ultimate yet, so the Elemental Void's still available. Magnus will get a 5-second stun to the face though. There goes the Elemental Void, and it's just doing so much. Dr. Repulsor is going to come back from this, and Keeper of the Forest could be tanky enough to get out of here, but it doesn't look like it. One more hit will finish him. Dr. Repulsor in a lot of trouble, and the silence, I believe, stopping him from jetting out. So, huge turnaround there, 18 to 15. They did not lose a Rax, and Dark Lady's just going to be able to set up a huge counter push.
Yeah, it looked like Bubbles ran back from DC just there, so that was a bit unfortunate on the push, but really good Tempest dodges there. I like that he decided to go back to base, heal up just that little bit, and then come in when he had a perfect opportunity. But yeah, now you're seeing the power of just that just solid hard carry, and we're getting more and more into the late game of this game, so it's going to be harder and harder for the Legion to start things. I'm not ruling them out by any chance, because that Dr. Repulsor is still going strong, but Dark Lady is getting to the point where he's going to be super hard to kill.
Bob is still farming here. He's going to take cover, not going to be needed, but
Tempest picks up that BKB, so got the BKB Tempest now. Only thing that can stop it is Keeper, currently. But yeah, just back to this farming game, trying to maybe even waiting for Kong. I'm not 100%. Maybe they have 3 Hellflowers, 3 Hellflowers on this Legion side. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Like, sure, Hellflower's a great item, but maybe seeing a Cyclone would be nice.
Ooh, look at that Eruption on the Valkyrie in the top lane. Valkyrie not able to get away. The power of the Hellflower and the Eruption. And Magnus is having a great time on farming now. 360 gold per minute, clearing out those creep waves. Do you think maybe a sheep stick on him next as well?
Yeah, I would like to see a sheep stick on someone. Again, even a Cyclone would be nice, because Cyclone yourself once the Dark Lady jumps on you, or Cyclone someone when they're in the Tempest ult. Like, these are huge items, and they're just all going and stacking that Hellflower. Again, Hellflower a top tier item, but I'd like to see a bit more, I guess.
Dr. Repulsor actually jumping into the front lines there. The Shrunken Head activated a little bit too late, I think. Probably should have activated mid-flight if he will jet off to the side and be okay for now. Doing a little bit of damage onto that Rax. Gods of Metal branding the strength as Magnus with that Shrunken Head trying to do what he can. And looks like Dark Lady's actually going to be held down here. She will jet off, almost kill that Dr. Repulsor. Not quite getting it though. And Tempest in a lot of trouble himself. He does still have that Meteor Void, but hasn't found a good opportunity yet. And the Hellborn's team is starting to turn this around with, I believe, a buyback from Dark Lady. And so Mooash end up saving the Rax. Keeper ends up teleporting out. And so it becomes a... was that a 2-for-2 exchange? With Dark Lady buying back? Or 2-for-1?
Yeah, 2-for-1, but Dark Lady did buy back, so... Again, did what he had to do. If he didn't buy back there, that was certainly a Rax down. But yeah, Legion trying to get that push going, trying to get that Rax down, and they committed, but couldn't quite drop it.
Keeper actually behind enemy lines here. He was working on that resto stone, so he is getting close.
I believe he's got it because he had 1.4k before. Wait, he didn't die there, did he?
No, he got out.
So he'd have it probably on the courier somewhere.
Ooh, huge energy mines onto that Dark Lady. I would have almost liked to see him throw the root down and try and get a kill, but with that many...
I think it was just coming off cooldown now, so he didn't even have root up at the time.
Oh, okay, yeah. And with the rest of Mooash there, it probably wouldn't have had it, but... Poor Engie. If that was a Valk, or if that was anyone else, I guess, apart from that Bramble, they probably would have had that kill.
Yeah, man. Again, like, unlucky to the engine not getting that kill, but you know, Dark Lady could have popped that BKB too if he saw a few more mines. Maybe knew he wasn't gonna die, so didn't really feel like the need to waste one of those charges.
The game's still very even. Look at that, 20 to 17. You know, we're hitting that 45-minute mark in a moment, and it's 5,800 gold. So 5,800 gold lead in favour of CatalysT, and they do have sort of a base tower that is down. But I mean, 6,000 gold's not huge, and Dark Lady's actually going to jump on this Bubbles here. Bubbles is silenced. He throws out the Health Flower, but it's not going to matter. Look at that damage, and Dark Lady with a Frostfire Blade as well.
Yeah,
that's the kind of pickoffs that Mooash really needs, and if they can just hold this out and keep getting farm that Dark Lady, you look at that, she picks up a Rift Shards. I'm worried. I'm worried now for CatalysT chances. It's still in their favour by all means, but it could slip away sometime soon. Although, you know, keep it with a Resto Stone. You know, it could really still go either way. Whatever you're doing, you got to stay tuned for this.
Yeah, exactly. This game is really actually brewing to the end of the stages, and again, it could go either way. Like one mistake here could cost the game. But the Legion did manage to get that melee racks down bottom, so that's a huge plus for them. And Hellborn, again, that Dark Lady is getting massive right now, which is a massive worry for the Legion. Again, they do have a lot of CC though. They've got the double Keeper ult, they've got Sheep Stick, 3 Hellflowers, so anyone's game right now.
Conga is up, so we could see a Conga attempt at some stage, but I think CatalysT on their mind at the moment is getting the push happening. If they can get that racks... Oh, they do have the melee racks. Okay, so that was... Who did that, actually? Hellborn's melee has been destroyed. I didn't catch it at bottom lane, but...
It was really low. I think it just got picked off in the middle somewhere. Doctor going that void tally right now to stop that auto attack damage from the Dark Lady.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't have a purge of any kind.
The Valkyrie does have a purge.
Oh, I mean, sorry, they can't purge the Dark Lady, which would be really useful.
Yeah, that would be great. But BKBs do stop it, so the 2 BKBs they do have on the team will just pop, and they'll be right after that.
That's right, because it's different to a Hellflower. They can still pop that shrunken head.
Yeah, it's just silencing the abilities.
I think as well this time, if Dr. Repulsive Bumps runs in, he needs to activate that shrunken head on his way in. I think last time he landed and took, got down to
so much damage. Yeah.
Got quite low before he was able to activate it, and especially with all the disable on that Hellborn team, you really can't risk that.
Oh, well, definitely not. And you get disabled once, especially with a Dark Lady this farm, you're going to get destroyed. There's no chance for survival. 2k HP, it's a fair amount of HP, but it's not enough to survive this kind of farm Dark Lady.
Both teams trying to bait out maybe some abilities, maybe bait out some items.
The Bubbles actually dug his way back into the trees there, looking for a surprise initiation.
That could be quite good, actually. Ooh, Dr. Repulsor just sidestepping an arrow there. That could have been the initiation. I think one of the problems with this is that Kiva actually roots in there. Eruption is starting up here. Magnus jumps in. Doesn't even bother Lava Surging just yet. I believe he might have got the silence. He's going to keep targeting that Bramble though. Rhapsody throwing that ultimate onto Valkyrie and Tempest. Elemental Void does happen now, and I think this could be huge. This could be it for CatalysT, as Mono indeed picking up a hat trick, and obviously just going to keep pushing the lane now. They've already got middle quite pushed up as well, and they will go defend that bottom lane.
Yeah, I know Keeper used both ultis without cancelling that Tempest ult. Like they really do need something to cancel that, because that's just turning both these fights. Like every fight I've seen that's been turned around has been because this Tempest has pulled off something massive, and it just is consistent. All they need to spread just a little bit better, but here comes the counter push.
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty insane. It's just a lowly engineer. If it gets too close, is definitely going to get picked off. You can do it again, but it's only going to buy seconds at the most.
That racks it down for sure. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they go put a bit of damage onto another, or head back and just wait for the Kongor that's going to be up really soon. I'm pretty sure Dark Lady just maxed out that Rift Shards, and probably is going to sell that Abyssal Skull for something now, just an upgrade of some sort, maybe a Savage Mace. But they are going for the Kongor that just reappeared.
Yeah, level 4 Rift Shards, 20%
1100 crit.
882. Now, do you think it's a case of sell the Abyssal Skull but still get lifesteal? So go the Whispering and then onto a Satanic? Cause
can't really, because he's got
she's got the Frostblade. Well, you can always toggle it to
toggle, and if you do activate the Satanic,
you get the lifesteal regardless. They're jumping on her now though, and it looks like they're going to try and make it happen. She does have the token. The stun actually does hit. But I think
Magnus ult cancelled himself. He cancelled his own ult. Oh no.
That's going to be pretty huge. The Dark Lady's still up though. The token has popped. She's doing a lot of damage. Bubbles looks like he'll fall here. Tempest trying to do what he can. His ultimate is down. Take cover from that. Bubbles is going to let him get out just barely, as well as that Dr. Repulsor. They are on the run now. But looks like Bubbles going to fall. Oh no, he shell surfs up to the ledge, and Dark Lady is chasing up there as fast as she can. But Bubbles definitely going to get out. Having said that, Keeper of the Forest can pull the key away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Lady did use the Shrunken Head really late in that fight, but there you go. He sold his Abyssal. Now going for a new item. Hasn't really bought it yet, but he has sold his Abyssal. So I'm sure something big's coming. I'm going to go ahead and guess a Savage Mace, but I could be wrong.
Especially with 6.2k gold.
Yeah, Savage Mace, even Wingbow would be huge here too. So, either direction is still, a positive one, and it's not something that the Legion wants to see. One of these tier 3 items.
Gimli is yelling about the Doombringer and not to be a bitch.
Deja vu from the...
So, if you're using the Gimli guide, which is almost a guide on every hero, it's sell all your items and buy 3 Doombringers.
Then throw the game and almost lose for your team.
She ends up buying post haste, so that's quite interesting. That potentially looking at doing some split pushing, or obviously expecting that they'll be able to take a kill and then teleport to the front lines. And the Abyssal actually gets picked up by Rhapsody, so they're still going to keep that lifesteal. Obviously, Abyssal Skull, great item on those supports if you can keep them alive. It is a purely aura-based item.
Yep, I love it. I really did expect them to go this direction. Dark Lady picking up that post haste, maybe even so he can push up lanes and farm up really hard, and then come back with max items. So he doesn't use that extra slot for a TP, and then he's not worried about pushing out too far without one. Pepond, is this is roasted, if I'm correct? Roasted mango? I'm not... Is there 2 mono indeeds? There is 2 mono indeed. So one of it is roasted mango, and I'm assuming that's that Dark Lady.
Mono indeed, and...
So one day roasted mango is playing that Dark Lady. currently. And doing a great job. The one's got an L in the indeed part.
Oh, indeed.
Roasted is Tempest. Oh wow, okay, so roasted is the Tempest actually. Thank you, Fancy Footwork, for that one. Hard to distinct the two, but both doing a great job here. This Tempest pulling off some huge
Dark
ulti.
Lady getting caught out with it. Oh, sorry, not Dark Lady.
Doctor.
Doctor getting caught out by a stun.
Melted.
There. And this could be, definitely could be it for CatalysT. The counterback's is going to come. DC'd apparently, which is a bit rough. And the Eruption is still going off though, doing a lot of damage. The Rhapsody ends up going down. Tempest throwing in that ultimate, the Elemental Void, and that's just going to completely melt the rest of CatalysT. You can see a Bloodbath, Patrick's, and there go the GG well played. So it ends up swinging in favour of Mooash. We end up taking out that game, I believe. Taking out the series, the Scrim series, 2-0, or 2 out of 2.
Yep. Again, really well played by the Mooash boys there. Oxy doing a great job early game, and I just feel like they couldn't quite push that with the counter initiation from that Tempest. And again, the Tempest ults were huge, but yeah, well played by both teams.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. It is now officially 2 AM, so I'm probably going to hit the hay. But I can put on, if you guys are still wanting some more HoN, it really depends if you want to stick around. I'll put on some cast mains I've done earlier. Those ones being some HoN Tour Gold, and then onto the what I was talking about earlier today, the G Arena, the GSL